People are gonna be like, what?
No.
You guys are in an open marriage?
No.
Definitely not.
What's going on, family? Welcome to Cam's Corner with another tie down and wind down with my wife, Erin.
What's up?
What's the deal? I really want to know, do men make you uncomfortable?
Babe, you just hopped right in. Like, no small talk, nothing.
It's no time for small talk, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, this situation happened and I don't want to just, she said I jumped right in. But
right. Like,
I was getting us lunch a few days ago and a very close friend of mine, Shay.
We'll call her Shay. That's not her actual name.
Yeah, we'll call her Shay. Her friend, who's also close to her, which I don't know, still don't know her name, and we'll call her Bree. So I see Bree. So I'm in line. It's kind of like a Chipotle style. You walking up down the line,
like they
ordering your
put your
food
food in
on
the bowl, basically.
So anyway, this is me right here, and then Bree is here. So because I'm ordering first, she walks in. I turn around. I notice Bree, but obviously I'm like I don't know her name. I don't know. So I just say, hey, aren't you such and such? And she instantly got uncomfortable. And to me, I was like, whoa. Let me kind of make this.
So basically, I feel like he's kind of leaving out a few details. So he recognized her from social media because our friend Shay works really closely with her on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So Shay posts Bree a lot.
Yeah.
So Cameron and Shay are close friends.
Yeah.
So he recognized Bree from Shay's posts,
all
basically.
The time, like,
so he's like, hey, aren't you the girl who blah, blah, blah?
Yeah.
Like her title of what she does.
Yeah.
And then she
just kind of like.
Now
really,
explain what she did that made her seem uncomfortable.
She kind of like, she retreated without even accepting the I guess introduction in a way. So
right.
I had to instantly say, hey, I know Shay. And she kind of was like, oh, okay. A little bit ease, but you can still tell. So I kind of like let it go.
Like what did she do? Just like really tense
up? She tensed up really quick.
Was she not responsive?
Not something I'm not used to that. Like if I say I'm not a mean looking person, I've never threatened anyone, so I've never been in a situation.
And you're also not like a large person.
Yeah, I'm me. So.
It's not like you're like a 6'5"er.
I'm not Shaq.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? I'm not Shaq. So I just had never ran into that issue, but I had to instantly think quick to make her as comfortable as I could because I noticed that she was extremely uncomfortable. Anyway, long story short, there was no real introduction. I still don't know her actual name to this day.
Yeah. And it was more of just like a friendly, like,
yeah, I was just,
hey,
like, I know you know her, so let me introduce myself. Yeah. Like, why wouldn't I? So I came back to the office and I was like, babe, I just tried to introduce myself to Shay's friend, but she was just like, and she was so uncomfortable. I didn't know what to do for real. Mm-hmm. And it just kind of brought my attention. I was like, man, do men really make you women that scared? Like, is it really that bad?
I think that there's a certain level of discernment that
which is fair.
I would say that I have been in some very uncomfortable situations. Like, I've felt like men have been following me before, like in my car. I have felt like people have followed me around like a store before. Just like catcalling. So the more that you do experience, most men who approach you just like kind of like a cold like approach of like, I have no recollection of who you are. Like, you're just coming up to me,
right.
Kind of like a cold pitch, basically. Like, it automatically kind of like makes you be like, whoa. But I also, like, I assess the person, like, I mean, and I think, like, I do think, like, how you carry yourself, like, what you said to me, like, how you said it, that all makes a difference in how I would react or respond to you. So even in the last one, I had said that somebody approached me at an event and I wasn't interested, but, like, he was still, like, well put together decently enough for me to be like, oh, okay, like, I at least said hi back, you know, like I'm not just.
And you're in a room with a whole.
Yeah.
I was in a restaurant.
Versus,
it was a controlled area.
Yeah. Versus
you know what
if I'm like at the mall or walking around downtown and someone's like, "Hey, what up, beautiful?" Like, you know, like I'm not responding to that.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like you have to be able to assess. Now, if somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, aren't you the girl from YouTube?" If it was a guy, I would be like, "Oh yeah,"
right,
you know,
which
like
is what I did.
To me, if somebody recognizes me for my profession, like I automatically know that there's some type of connecting point there. Like they recognize me from somewhere. So
exactly.
I feel like you also can't be so naive as a person in general, not even just as a girl, but so naive to the point that like people can't recognize you outside of
social media
or outside of your bubble, you know? So but I can see how certain things, you know, I can see in general how girls can be uncomfortable when a stranger is, you know, saying something.
It's not that you can't be uncomfortable. It's just the fact that in certain situations, which I thought, and I could be wrong, right? Which I thought we're in a controlled area. I'm not walking up to you off the corner.
Right.
You're this. I can go like this to you. If I wanted to do something to you, like, well, it's 20 other people in here. They're gonna just allow me to do something to you.
Right.
And definitely not. I'm black. Come on, now, not in a suburban restaurant. This is definitely not happening. But that's neither here nor there. Like I said, we're this close, so I can touch you. If you're close enough where I can touch you, like, and you know I haven't done anything yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I guess to me, after I came home and let you know that, it kind of sparked.
She also could have thought, oh, wait, what were you about to say?
I'll just go say what you're going to say.
I was going to say she also could have thought you were trying to talk to her.
Oh, but that was going to be my point.
That could.
My next.
Yeah, like that's also, especially when a girl has someone, like if they're have a boyfriend or are married, like they automatically are like, no, I'm off limits, you know? So like they don't even want to talk. Like they don't even want to say hi to you. They don't even want to see you.
Right.
Because they got only eyes for their man.
Right.
And that's fine.
That's fine.
But it's also like, okay, there is still a level of like just common courtesy.
First of all, we're adults. So
yeah, like
how I see it, I guess I've gotten used to like if I meet someone, first of all, I am married, so I'm not going into places with the intention of talking to a girl on that level. I was simply trying to introduce myself because I knew that
y'all had a mutual friend,
a close friend at that.
Right.
So that brought up my points to you. Where is social media that crazy? Because obviously I've seen her on social media. That's how I could connect the dot. But is it that bad that you would prefer me to DM you and say, "Hey, I saw you at
after the fact
at the restaurant today. And I know that you are blah, blah, blah. I would love to work with you." Or if I did have interest in the girl and I liked her and I'm still DM like, "Hey, I saw you in."
If you weren't married, obviously.
I'm just saying. Like, if I wasn't married.
You know, people are going to be like,
no.
"What?
No.
You guys are in an open marriage?"
No.
Definitely not.
Heck, you know. But, yeah, it was kind of just like, even if I wasn't married and wanted to talk to the girl because I thought she may have been attractive or something like that, and she kind of was that uncomfortable, I'm like, dang, it's just that much easier for me to just say, "Hey, I saw you in the restaurant today. I think you cute," or whatever you're gonna say to the girl, like, and then she's accepting to that. But isn't
not
that
in person?
Yeah, I guess it's just like, come on, man.
I know it's tough. I mean,
like you potentially lost out on from both sides. You potentially lost maybe a client or some business, or maybe he was just a really good dude who wanted to, you know.
Yeah, it's almost like who can approach you.
Yeah,
like I think that as women, you have to. It's a fine line of being approachable, but also being aware. You know.
Yeah.
Like obviously, you need to be aware of your surroundings.
Absolutely.
But you also like. You can't want something and then not be approachable. Even if it's not a man, but it can be friendships, it can be more business.
I was
it can
more
be
so
anything.
saying for business.
Yeah.
Because even if we didn't have a mutual friend, I did, because most of our pages are open. Most people can see what we're doing. So if they know that you can help with creating videos and somebody saw you and they say, "Hey, I really would like some help I know they gave you all the clues that they need.
It's also not rocket science to figure out where someone works, like what area they're in. You know, if you're doing outdoor workouts or if you're, like it's not like it's that hard to know, like, oh, your place is in a certain community and I'm getting food there, you know, like, so it's just, I think that there's a fine line between being aware and being approachable, and also just being conscious of like not seeming so scared. Like that's also
that's what I was gonna say, and this is something that I would tell all ladies too. Like if there is a chance that a guy may be actually threatening you or something in that manner, you're actually giving him leverage by showing him your hand of intimidation.
Yeah, or just seeming so frightened.
Yeah, and to him, he's like, "Oh, bet I got this in the bag. I'm actually about to take over her."
Yeah,
and you don't want to do that. But that's obviously the worst of the worst. But in a situation like this, where you can assess, and I haven't. Like I said, I haven't been in any situation to where I was like, I was, I guess, the threatener.
Right.
So to me, it was just a bit weird, but obviously I understand it was just like, sheesh, like that's pretty intense.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think that that's sadly the case for a lot of black men particularly. Like, and it's kind of like you're conditioned to naturally be on defense. And like, it's almost like, okay, if that were a white man or an Asian man who said like, hey, are you the such and such? Like, would your defense be that high, you know? And so, I don't know, stuff like that just kind of makes me question. And it makes me look at like how I react and respond to certain people or certain things in certain situations. And so, it's not to say that her reaction was wrong. It was just her reaction. And like, I don't know, it's just looking at like, why are we responding like that when we actually have this person or this situation has not given me a reason to be on defense.
Exactly.
It's more of the pile up of all of the 90% of the time that you are out and a man does approach you, 9 times out of 10 is like ill-intended, you know, like it's not the best feeling. So I mean, I can see both sides of it, but I do think as a man, you also have to be very careful because, you know, there are a lot of great black men, particularly who like want to be helpful, are really kind-hearted people like you, like my dad, who could experience like really dangerous things by just trying to help someone or just trying to speak to someone. So like you do also, from the guy's perspective, have to also be aware of just like, being careful, you know? Yeah.
I mean, even just like we were at the grocery store when that lady backed into the other lady, I wasn't going to say much to the lady who got hit, but when I saw the other guy come out, I was like, okay, he obviously he knows this lady. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I just saw what happened. I'm going to help now. Yeah. But you still, like, even that is kind of like, do I go help?
Stay out of it.
Yeah, I'm going to just stay out of it because I don't want something to lead to something bigger than that has nothing to do with me. Yeah, I'm just here to help, essentially. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I guess I'm still thrown off by it, and it's just like, dang.
It's okay, babe. You're a great guy.
Is it that deep? Is it that deep?
I mean, for some people, it really is because they've been harassed. Like some women have been harassed, so it's like, your sweet self coming over and like saying hi, introducing yourself. That could have been how an interaction that she had with someone who harassed her. Like they may have known what she did or knew who she was or something. And so that may have made her defenses go up. So it's kind of like you never really know.
You don't
know. But it is like to some extent you have to have some level of like discernment to be like,
especially when you have a public business, when you do something where...
like it's client-facing.
It's client-facing,
like you have to be around people, and you have to acquire new people into your business.
If you want to keep growing.
Yeah, so...
So just from that was my instant thought was like, dang, if I wanted to become a client, well, she just shut that down for me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, if I want to talk to her, I guess that's neither here nor there. It just wouldn't matter. I wouldn't see her again. Right. But you know what I'm saying? And when I left, all I said was, you know, have a good day. Trying to, I guess in my mind, like, let me hopefully make her more comfortable leaving this place. Cause I'm like, dang, this girl is like,
Right.
I don't even know if she realized how tense she was in that moment.
Yeah.
Or what she thought of it, but it was just kind of like, sheesh.
Yeah. And also, I think some of it could just be in general people's personalities too. Like everyone's not friendly, you know, just in general. I'm not saying that she's not a friendly person because I don't know her.
I don't know her either.
But I'm just saying in general, like some people just don't even have the person, like that's not their personality to just be like, oh, hey. Because like when people come up to me, like I have to, like I understand that I have a public job. And
Right.
like part of my job and part of my brand and just who I am is to be kind.
You have a big personality.
And to like, you know, I like to make people feel comfortable around me. So
right.
even if it's somebody that I just am not interested in, they aren't gonna know because I understand the importance of being able to like I understand the role that I have as my job.
To me, though, I guess even you also can't place who you are on someone else either. But it's kind of like how you always say, like you're like I'm pretty relaxed most of the times. I don't have to talk. But if someone says something to me, I'm more than likely will talk to them. Mm-hmm. It don't cost nobody nothing to. The conversation can be 30 seconds or it can be 30 minutes. Like you don't know, but it don't cost anything to just show some decency to someone. Mm-hmm. And I know, like we stated, I know that in situations that it could, you know, you might experience something bad, but I don't know. I guess it's just kind of showing like, oh yeah, my name is such and such, and that could have been that for me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, and I still would have announced how I know who you were. Right. But even if I didn't, you still like, I announced like, I know what you do. Right. Yeah, it's not like I'm like a complete... It's not like I hit on you. It's not like I stayed at your job. What up, shorty? I stayed at your job. So, I don't know. It's just... That was the first time I think I realized how bad it was. Yeah. So, I guess my call out I was just going to say, what do you think that men can do to make women feel more comfortable? I was just going to say my call out is relax on how you're approaching women. Spitting game ain't really spitting game. That's not how they want to be talked to. It does not hurt to be kind. It does not hurt to be less aggressive, but more forward in terms of your intention on what you say and sometimes how you say it. Yeah. And I feel like just that in terms of introduction can give ease to our women especially. Yeah. So, and then, you know, to women, keep your guard up in your surroundings, but be able to assess where you are. Yeah. And if you really felt like you were in trouble, why wouldn't you say something to someone that's in the store or whatever? And if you're out on the street, that's a whole nother thing. Like, and that I agree. You probably do need to really, you know. Yeah. Keep it pushing or deny it, but always make eye contact. Let them know you're there if you do feel threatened. Yeah. Because she barely made eye contact with me. You know what I mean? It was like all the signs for me to be able to do something, if I was that kind of person, I could have done. Yeah. But it's just a simple like, hey, I know. Yeah. You know. Exactly. But it's just like, come on, and fellas, we should not be making our women this uncomfortable to where we try to say something to them and they go completely like... Yeah, because I don't think there's anything... It's nothing you did. It's what she probably has experienced previously. So then when someone does just want to say something nice or introduce themselves for whatever reason... When I talked to Shay, though, you know, I was like, hey, you know... It's so funny calling her Shay. Right, it's weird. Can you move your phone? I'm annoyed seeing it in the frame. Yeah. Wow. You know, I was like, yeah, I met your friend or whatever. She's like, oh yeah, she told me. She was like, yeah, she said she told her that she was uncomfortable. I was like, yeah, she was real uncomfortable. And then even Shay was like, well, they are, you know, she's experienced something. I was like, well, even for you have a also client facing business. So if I didn't know you and I saw you on social media doing this, I would ask. Right. It would be like the similar situation. Like, I literally see your stuff on social media. I just happen to see you out at the restaurant. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No difference. And me personally, I ain't walking to somebody up on the street in general. Now, some guys do. But my intention in this particular situation was to
like
just
if she was across the room, you probably wouldn't have like
went over there,
chased her down and be like, "Hey, aren't you the blah blah blah?" Like you know, like that. Or if you saw her while you was riding in the car, you're not about to shout out the window and be like, you know. So it's like you were literally standing right next to her.
This is me and this is her. I could have went like this if I wanted to.
So all I know is, I mean, yeah, I think it's just. Some people are just very uncomfortable. And I would say, too, some people are just very socially awkward. And I would say that is what social media has definitely done to people. Yeah. Is, like you said, people are way more comfortable with you DMing them and saying, oh, I think I ran into you. Was that you?
Like, why you
knowing that was me.
Literally knew that was
like,
me.
You know, I think I ran into you, blah, blah, blah. And now suddenly everyone's just more open and like,
now you're having this great conversation. Yeah, now all of a sudden, and my thing is, by that time you get to look at this person's page. You're like, oh, this seems like a decent guy. Yeah. Let me go ahead and basically entertain it.
That's how we've been accustomed to communicate now.
It's just, I don't know.
It's that I need to know about this person before I communicate with them.
Well, when I met you, you know, we didn't have any social media, so I think there was Facebook, but
there was Facebook.
There was Facebook. Yeah.
Instagram wasn't.
Instagram was not around yet. No, Instagram wasn't around. I know.
It was just kind of like starting.
I didn't have it until college, so I didn't have it.
Yeah, you got it my freshman year of college.
Your freshman year? Yeah. So I was a sophomore in college. Yeah. So yeah, I didn't get into college, but
anyway,
I think just from that, like, and we're not even that far from moving or that old. It's just
I'm not old at all.
I'm just saying though, like that just shows like where we were able to. When I met you. It wasn't a long conversation. It was kind of just like that. Obviously, you were introduced to me. It was really quick. Like I said, it was so quick. I don't even think it was 30 seconds.
It wasn't.
But, you know, I knew her friend. I said 7. Yeah, right. It was like, hi, bye.
Yeah, literally.
You know what I'm saying? So even with that, I'm like, hey, I know she knows her, so I'm going to ask her, can I get her number? Yeah. And that's literally how that went. In this particular case, that was to get on.
Right.
In this particular case, I'm just trying to say, hey, we know mutual people. Y'all are close, and I'm close to her. Yeah. Why wouldn't I introduce myself? To me, that's like weird.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you do.
Well, not to some people.
I guess. So. Especially if you have a business, and then, like, I think I'm all about resources and being able to, even if I knew someone else that was looking for that particular business, I'm like, hey, I know someone's looking for blah, blah, blah. And I have shade to ask, like, she's already been advocating for this person for so long. Like, she loves it there. Yeah. But then my experience was kind of, like, thrown off by the uncomfortableness. Yeah. And I could have been just trying to be a client.
Now, I could see if we was at like, Pops in St. Louis.
Yeah, no, that's a little different.
Then I don't know. I might have been guarded, too.
Right.
But, yeah, well...
No, I mean, I think, it is what it is. I think the lesson was learned for me in terms of, hey, you can't be your nice self. Yeah, everybody, you know. Okay. I guess next time I'll just say, I seen your friend in the line earlier.
Yeah. Just tell Shay next time.
Yeah, tell Shay I saw your friend in the line earlier or whatever, and that'd be that. But yeah, I guess more of the story is for guys, please stop making our women so uncomfortable to the point that where they can't even talk to individuals at any given time. Yeah. Like, it shouldn't be that bad.
It shouldn't be.
And what do you say to women? Not even what you can do better, because I don't think nothing was actually wrong in the situation. It's just more so how to maybe view or assess the room.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say just like being aware is important, but also like friendliness doesn't make you necessarily a target, you know, to just be cordial, you know.
I honestly think you're more of a target if you tense up.
When you tense. And so sometimes just try to keep your composure, even if you are like a little bit nervous or questionable on the inside. Like, trying not to wear that on your sleeve.
Don't show your hand so much. Yeah,
exactly.
In this case, showing your hand to where I got to make you uncomfortable and let it go.
Right, exactly. So
which made it uncomfortable for me. So I was like,
yeah. So I would just say being aware and just keeping your composure as much as possible. And like, responding. Even sometimes when guys catcall me, like I will still say hi because I don't want you coming after me. You know, like I don't want you chasing me down because I didn't say hi to you. You know. So, like, sometimes it's just, like, making eye contact, being like, hi, you know, like.
Hi, bye. Keep
kind of keeping it pushing. Yeah. Not even know, like, oh, hey, you know, like, certain things just don't call for that cute little hey. But, you know, still making it known that you're being aware.
I'm aware that you're there.
Yeah.
And that goes for ladies when you're by yourself, and what she was, but you have to be aware. And if someone says something to you and it actually was a threat, like I think we keep stating, let them know I see you.
Yeah, I think it's different too if it's at night or if where you're at.
Yeah, this is like at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, this is like midday, peak sun,
whatever time it was.
Suburban little
restaurant,
cafe restaurant
on the corner with all windows.
So anyway, we gotta just
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's cool.
It's whatever.
It's all good. I got my favorite person in the world right here. So, ladies, you don't have to worry if I ever saw you in person. I'm not getting on. That's neither here nor there. But I do. If I can connect the dot, I generally like to introduce myself, and it doesn't have to be long. It was just me, and
Yeah.
Sometimes people do that, but my initial thought was like, dang, social media has jacked this up. Like, you can't even talk in person.
Social anxiety, communication issues.
Like, you can't even have a simple conversation.
Just socially awkward. You know, it's just, it's caused so many social communication deficiencies.
There's a lot of confusion going on in the world we live in. So, confusion. So, with that being said, if you rock with me, you rock with us. I hope you enjoyed this. Please stay safe, and we love y'all. So, be easy.
Bye.